Hello, students. Welcome to Law Office Technology. I'm glad you're here. My name is Professor Haskey, and I will be leading you through this course this semester. This is something that I'm excited to be rolling out for the first time. I've been working on it all summer to try to create something that's more law office specific for our paralegal students so you get broader exposure to the types of software that you might see out in the field. So, well, welcome to this new experience. What you're seeing on the screen in terms of the course is my developmental course. It'll look very similar to your D2L course for your classes. So if you have not already been on D2L, that is our learning platform at ECC. You can access it from the ECC homepage, and it's where everything's going to happen for this class. So make sure you can get onto D2L, get to our class, and it'll look something like this. You'll see my contact information, and then you'll see some deadlines populate here. Announcements will go at the bottom. Okay, the first place that I want to take you is to the content section. This is where everything really lives for this class, and it's important that you get familiar with the structure. So what you're going to see under the table of contents is some orientation materials and then 8 learning modules. The 8 learning modules are everything that we're going to do for this semester. Each module is 2 weeks in length, okay? So, and they each have a different focus. They each have learning outcomes that we're going to be using. So make sure that you are following through the modules. In the overview section, you will find the syllabus for the course. And the syllabus, it has lots of details in there. I'm not going to read it to you for the video, but I do want to talk about some technology requirements. You do need to have a computer. You do need to have reliable internet. You do need to have a webcam in order to complete this course. So, you can do that in a variety of ways. If you have a laptop, if you want to come to campus, you can borrow a computer from the ECC library. There are different ways to do it, but you need to make sure that you have enough time with your computer. And when I say time, I just want to give you a heads up that this course is going to be tedious. The online learning platform, it's not like a class where you have a lot of reading and you can just skim through the reading or talk with a classmate and kind of figure out what's going on. You have to literally do the work, and the work requires you to click through things and go through the different learning modules. So there's no way to speed run this course. It's going to be slow, and what that means is that you have to block off enough time for this class to work for you. So make sure, I would say at a minimum, that every module is going to be about 12 hours worth of work, I would say, at a minimum. They're 2 weeks long, so if you split it evenly, that's 6 hours a week. Okay, so, which if we were sitting in class together, we would have 3 hours of class, and then you'd probably have another 3 hours of homework. So it's going to be similar, except that there's no shortcuts on the actual learning process because of how it's structured. So make sure in your calendar, however you're organizing your time for this semester, which is an important skill as a paralegal, that you have for sure enough time set aside to do this work. Okay, so make a note of that. You also will need to purchase the Legal Technology Certificate Student Membership. This is $160 if you buy it directly from the publisher. I've been working with our bookstore to try to get our bookstore price down, but for now, the only way that they can access it, there is a markup on it from that vendor, and so it's $215 if you buy it through the bookstore. So if you want to save some money, buy it directly from the publisher. The link is there to the publisher in the syllabus. Okay, you need that. That is the learning platform that we're going to be using. The learning platform is going to look something like this. Once you're registered, you're going to see all of these different lessons that are in there. As you complete lessons, they'll go down into the bottom. So this is just a sample one that shows you kind of what that's going to be looking like. Okay, for each of these, there's tons and tons. Once you launch into one of the lessons, you'll see that there are many things. You'll look at this and be like, oh, that's not too bad. But once you get in here, each one of these is a video that you have to run and you have to click through. And then there's knowledge checks to make sure that you learned what you needed to learn. So it's going to be detailed. The other thing that I wanted to show you was just grading. So for the grading system, there's 3 different grade categories, and they make up a percentage of your overall grade for the course. So your online discussions are 25%. And then in the syllabus, there's live software assignments, or sometimes I call them practical assignments. That's another 25% of your grade. 50% of your grade are those learning modules through NSLT. Okay, so just know that's how the D2L is going to calculate your grade. So you want to make sure that for all three of those buckets, you're getting as many points on the board as you can. Okay. All right, so we talked about the like the learning materials that you need to purchase. We looked at the modules and the grade categories and the NSLT lessons. Okay. That's really the heartbeat of this. I'm going to be available to you all semester. I will be checking in on your work as we go throughout. I'll be engaging with you guys in the discussion boards, making sure that everybody is doing okay. There is in the discussion board a Q&A section here under the Get Help where you can post a question. If you see a student post a question on there and you're another student and you know the answer, please share your answer. That's a space for all of us to help each other out. And of course, when I log in and see it, I will do my best to answer questions that come in that way. But this is going to be a lot of self-directed motivation to get all of this work done that's here, and I'll be here if you run into any issues. So I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the course, and let's do some learning.